Mary meet Leo. Leo sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all Leos starting today, the 1st of June, 2024. Moderating today on YouTube are the lovely Shirley and the lovely Honeypaw, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Dre, because I forgot to tell you that we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. This is a little bit out of phase, but that's okay. Today I'm reading with the Ancient Italian Tarot, and I've already purified with this beautiful Vervain by Fragonard. And you can find links to purchase each of these products in the video description of this video on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube on a restream and you don't want to watch shuffling, you can use the timestamps right in the video description to get to the reading. On YouTube, please make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. On Twitch, please make sure that you're following us on Twitch, and you can watch on Twitch without any ads when you subscribe to us there. We have a shop at arielscornershop.com, arielscornershop.com, and those are still a bunch of affiliate links in that shop, which means we make a small commission off of each and every sale. Our new shop is getting very close, and we'll let you know as soon as it's time to get that launched. If this reading doesn't seem like it applies to you, it's probably just not meant for you, because this does go out to a lot of Leos. So if that happens, just disregard the reading and check out instead the readings for your other zodiacal signs. And remember that we have a daily reading for all signs, every day except for Monday. If you'd like to give a donation, you can do that by going to paypal.me/ArielGatoga, paypal.me/ArielGatoga. On YouTube, you could also use a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks if you feel like giving us a donation. And we do appreciate your support. And we appreciate you, Leo, for being here for this 2-week reading. I've got about 3 more shuffles, I think, before I feel like this is ready for you. Let's do 2 more just for good measure. I like my decks nice and randomized. Everybody should like their decks nice and randomized. That's the only way you can ever have accuracy. All right, let's give this deck a nice clean cut, and we will see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Leos for the next couple weeks. Starting out with the Hermit card. Isn't that lovely? Ooh, and then the Star, and then the Page of Cups. You, Leo, are doing amazing. I'm super, super excited about all of this. That's just wonderful. Okay, so that Hermit card has to do with your own inner guidance, your own teacher. Within you is a teacher. Everybody's got a teacher. And some people call that their guardian angel. Some people call that their spirit guide. There's all kinds of ways to conceptualize what that teacher is. I like this old wise hermit with the lantern, and that lantern represents enlightenment. And it also, and enlightenment is not something necessarily that's like this big event. All of a sudden you're an enlightened person. It's being enlightened about things. It's raising the level of light in any situation so you can see something clearly rather than trying to see in the dark. And this teacher can light up any situation. And when the teacher lights up any situation, not only will you know what to do, but sometimes it just lights it up to the point where it shines it away and it's gone. And you realize that it was just an illusion. So calling on this inner guide is a really smart idea, because, you know, the inner guide doesn't just come in and say, you will do this, you will do that, and you must listen to me, and you have no choice. That's not how things work. You have all the power of choice. But you can ask. And if you ask for that guidance, and if you get in the habit of asking for that guidance is always there for you. Now, what I do, especially when this comes up in a personal reading, is I just assume that I want to ask about everything. I ask about the big things. I ask about the little things. I just get into the habit of asking. What that does is it changes my whole posture into that of a receptacle. And I can receive wisdom. I can receive guidance. And when I'm in that posture of receptivity, everything shifts for me in a beautiful way. And one of the things that wants to shift for you is your relationship to your past. your relationship to past mistakes that have been made, either the mistakes that you've made or the mistakes that other people have made. Because this is the star card, which is the card of grace. And the grace of the divine star goddess is a symbol for the grace that is available to everyone if they are willing to receive it. The problem is that a lot of people don't want to receive grace because then they can't have it both ways. You can't hang on to your stories about things and have grace at the same time. Your mind can't create two different things at the same time like that. You can't go east and west both at the same time. So if you're calling on the divine power of grace, you have to let go of your idea of what the situation means. You have to let go of your own conceptualization, I should say, of what this situation is, and just allow it to be healed, allow it to be corrected. But the great thing about the divine grace of this star goddess is that, see how she's pouring her water into the pool there. That pool represents your deep mind, and she is completely cleansing it. She's taking charge of it because you asked her to, and undoing the consequences of those mistakes. So not only are you not having to feel bad about what you did or what they did, but the consequences from that are being undone, so you're not going to have to deal with those anymore. And you can move forward on your path, unencumbered. Now, this is the other amazing thing. And these guys, well, all three of these go really, really well together. But this is sitting, this Page of Cups is sitting and listening to the good news. You have nothing but good news right now. And the ego doesn't want you to know that. The ego wants you to say, oh, no, there's no good news anywhere. Look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. And like I said before, when you start allowing that to happen, this divine grace needs to halt and wait. And this guidance needs to halt and wait for you, because you have the freedom to use your mind any way you want to. And if you let that ego mind be in charge that says, nope, nothing good, everything's bad, whatever that is, however that happens to come up for you, that's your right to do that. But that's how you're using your mind. It's like if you were using your body to, if you were using your body in a way that was unhealthy, it's not that you couldn't change your habit and start to use your body in a way that was healthy, but you couldn't do both at the same time. You couldn't do both at the same time. You can't stand on a hot coal and wonder why. Well, you can, but stand on a hot coal and wonder why it's burning. You have to change the way that you're using your body. Take your foot off of that and then let it heal. The same thing goes with your mind. You can't expect all of this grace and all of this wisdom and all of this good news while you're using your mind to consider everything that's not that. So for this next couple of weeks, your assignment seems to be to really commit your mind to that inner guidance, to that divine grace, and to that good news, that perpetual good news. And you hear that perpetual good news by taking time every day and sitting in silence. You're not going to always hear words when that happens or see visions. A lot of times that good news gets like downloaded, and it's happening outside of your conscious mind. So sometimes people are worried that that they're not doing it right because they're not hearing anything or seeing anything. Not at all. Just the silence itself is all that matters. Oh, isn't this wonderful? There is a tower experience happening, and you want that. But you see, if you are focusing on that inner guidance and that divine grace, the tower experience is going to be fun to watch because you're not involved in it. It's going to be like getting some popcorn and watching a fireworks show and enjoying yourself, because what's being toppled, Leo, is your own emotional discord, your own inner conflict, all of the anger, all of the depression, all of the worry, all of the fear, all of that is being destroyed That's what she's undoing. Now, it can seem real violent to us sometimes when we see patterns being destroyed, like with this Tower card, but it's actually quite peaceful and serene. And if you can keep your mind focused on that divine grace, if you can keep your mind focused on listening to that inner guidance and sitting in silence and downloading that good news, all of this sort of happens in the background. And what you're left with, the outcome is this beautiful Ace of Cups. And that Ace of Cups, look at how gorgeous that is. Think about how big that is. So if you wanted to use this as scale, the cup is as big as the page itself. But you could make that even bigger. You could say it's as big as or a little bigger than my problems were. And what it holds is all of your good. So think about what your good is. What is good in your life? Prosperity, health, self-expression, relationships, happy relationships. Maybe you have children. Maybe you have pets. What is good in your life? That's what is left over after all of this transformation happens over these next couple weeks. And this is not only what's left over, but the ace also represents a beginning. And so this is not only like containing all of your good, it's generating good for you. It's generating. Let's say that good is being generated and is being filled up. And this cup is overflowing with blessings. There's so many blessings, even this huge cup. Think of it as big as the Empire State Building. Okay, but it still isn't big enough to hold all your blessings. It still isn't big enough to hold all your good. So it just keeps overflowing and overflowing and overflowing. And because it's a cup, that represents everything. Because when you put something in a cup and that's liquid and you spill it, where does that liquid go? Everywhere. Everywhere. And so you want your good to spill out everywhere, over everything. And that's exactly what is happening. This is a beautiful reading. I don't want you to look at this Five of Cups and this Tower as being like, oh no, it's so hard. Not at all. Not at all. It's everything that you want. All of those fears, all of those conflicts, all of those worries, all of that depression, all of that anxiety is being destroyed. And you don't have to be a part of it. What you have to be a part of is calling on that inner guidance, calling on that divine grace, and sitting in silence and hearing the good news. That's all you have to do. The rest of it's going on in background. Okay, I do have 1, 2, 3 meditations that you might want to listen to over these next couple weeks. The first one is this meditation that goes with the Hermit card, and it's called Working with Your Inner Guide. This star card has a meditation called Receiving the Divine Grace of the Star Goddess, and the Tower card has a meditation called Letting Go of What is Worn Out. You can find all of these meditations by using the link in the video description of this video right here on YouTube, along with any other tarot reading video that I have on YouTube. That link is there. And you'll find the list of all those tarot meditations. So it's the Star card, the Hermit card, and the Tower card. And you don't have to listen to all of them. You don't have to listen to any of them. If you have time to listen to all 3, that would be great. But just pick the one, if you only want to listen to one, just pick the one that sounds the most interesting. And you'll do great. This is a beautiful time for you, Leo. You're finally getting through a bunch of stuff, and you don't have to struggle through it at all. It's all being taken care of for you as long as you allow it, as long as you say yes. I don't want to keep that stuff anymore. I'm ready to move forward. Right? You're doing great. Such a wonderful reading. Thank you so much to the amazing moderators today, Shirley, Honeypot, and Dre, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, Leo. Blessed be.